We just play the theme song first?
Yeah, let's do it. Hey everyone, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Steve, and this is 60 Cycle Hum, the guitar buying, selling, trading, modding, fixing, breaking, reviewing, playing podcast. This first ad was sent by Jack Snedden. It's a twisted acoustic.
Oh, so twisted.
Burl,
Twisted and sick.
Burl ergonomic twisted acoustic guitar, $550.
That ain't bad.
In Birmingham,
Alabama.
The
thing that first caught my attention with this guitar is that wackadoodle bridge setup.
Yeah, it's very large.
It's very large. It's like this custom bridge with a regular acoustic saddle and then a piece that comes down that forms like a tail piece. So it's almost like a tune-o-matic sort of setup. Mm-hmm. And then you get deeper into the ads and into the photos of the ad, and you realize that this entire guitar is twisted like it got hot and someone just twisted it like a piece of licorice or something like that.
So this is what it says about the Burl Modern Acoustic. Is it? I wonder if it's Burl or Burrell. Anyway, the twisted neck guitar that I invented, U.S. patent number 4534260 et al. Anticipated the twisted body, but it's taken several years for the opportunity to come along for me to develop it. The neck I invented is not really twisted, but formed. The fretboard shape is described in my patents as skewed, meaning that no string is either parallel to or in the same plane as any other string. The purpose is to make the fretboard more playable while presenting a more relaxed wrist position. That kind of sounds like, did you ever play the Lace guitar?
Helix?
Was that what it was called? The Lace Helix?
I've played it.
Hey, Lace, you should sue Line 6 for taking your name.
It is that concept. Like, he thinks he's invented that concept, but he hasn't. Like,
well, he at least holds a patent to it.
Yeah, but you can get patents for all kinds of stuff.
Right, but I'm saying it must be significantly different, or it's either significantly different or Lace just hasn't enforced their own
just
patent.
has a different patent for it.
Maybe. My present invention, the twisted body, is not really twisted either. The purpose of this new modern guitar body is similar to the former invention in that with its rolled down corners, it fits more comfortably under the artist's arm or lap. Another benefit is the rich tones of the Burrell are... I changed them way up. I don't know. Are comparable to the many fine guitars currently available. Only violin-style bass bar type braces support the top and back. The stress skin construction creates its own support. Well, I
guess I could kind of see that concept in that because the top of the guitar is arched, it doesn't need a bunch of supports to hold it flat because a round shape is its own support in a lot of ways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
While my neck invention is described as skewed, the body invention can be described as having a top and bottom that are opposing parabola. They aren't crowned as in the violin and other such instruments, nor are they arched. Rather, the top and back of the Burrell are opposing parabola. You just said that. The top parabola and the bottom parabola are not parallel. They are rotated from a center line through the instrument. The top having a focus parallel to a line from the left corner of the upper bout to the right corner of the lower bout, and dude, so much freaking math.
I know.
Vibrations, which normally work from the short radius toward the larger radius, tend to meet and cross at the convergence of the foci. That point where the foci cross. So it's a foci or foci.
This guy didn't want a guitar. He wanted a geometry problem.
Yeah, is located as near as possible to the center of the sound hole. Another interesting thing is the alignment of the neck to the body. When ordinary guitars lay on a table, the headstock will be in the air. With this one, the headstock will bear on the table. This is because the fretboard rises towards the arch of the top of the body, resulting in a wraparound configuration of the instrument. The rotation of the bridge is only 7 degrees relative to the nut. Not enough to scare anybody, but enough to make playing the instrument more relaxing compared to ordinary guitar. This sounds like...
He's done a lot of thinking.
This sounds like a thing that you would play at the fair. You would see at the fair, and you would look at it and be like, "That is so weird."
In the wood shop area, at the county fair.
You'd be like, "I can see why this is a thing." Like, I understand that the upper part of the body, which is to say the half that is towards your face when you're playing acoustic,
right,
just kind of has that like Strat cutaway thing going on.
There's a lot of like Like I'm sure this thing plays fine and it probably sounds fine, but a lot of the craftsmanship that went into this looks sloppy to me. Like look at like all the glue that's in the neck joint.
Right. So that's probably why this is only $550.
And there's something about the binding on the edge that just makes it look really clumsy. Like the wood he used was like really thick or something. I know that's not what's going on, and the headstock with the 4x2 tuner setup, it looks really bad to me. There's a lot of
the headstock seems really large.
More
unnecessarily large.
Like ugly glue stuff going on in the neck joint on the lower bout here. And just something about it looks completely garage made, you know? Like I see what he's trying to do with the whole twisted guitar thing and trying to go for ergonomics, and he has some sort of math problem in his mind that he thinks is going to make guitars better and whatnot. But I don't think this is going to catch on. Sorry, dude. I don't think that patent's going to make you $1 million anytime soon. What do you think, Steve?
Not in this version, at least.
You know what? Yeah. Now, if he took this concept and took it to a luthier, like a skilled luthier, and they massaged it a little bit more, maybe pulled it back from being so extreme, someone would buy this. Someone would be interested.
Well, I wonder how much is it's the extreme of the body, because he talks about the neck a lot, and I'm actually reading about the lace one, which they call a which also has a dual compound split radius fingerboard.
Right.
Whatever that means. And this actually was this actually came out in like 2000. I did not know that.
This guitar or the lace?
The lace.
Yeah, the lace has been out for quite a while. I remember that guitar show we went to, but way before we were doing the podcast down in Del Mar.
Yeah, did they have them there?
Yeah, there was the lace helixes there, and I tried one there for the first time.
Oh,
that was like
interesting.
A decade ago. It was forever ago. Yeah. Also, like, it just feels like there's too much wood involved with this guitar. I feel like with a good acoustic guitar, they've shaved away as much wood as possible. Just the thickness of the neck where it meets the body, that huge chunk of wood, that doesn't look like it's going to be great to me. Maybe my theory on acoustics right now is super wrong, but having a huge block of wood like that, like, it's ridiculous how much wood is there in that neck heel.
Yeah. So the this patent's actually from 1984.
From him or from Lace?
From him.
All right.
So I'm just reading about the original acoustics apparently were like $1,800.
Did you find the patent?
No, I Googled the name and I'm finding like source and seeing like, so he used to have like a split headstock, which is actually, I think, a lot better looking.
Show it to me.
It's weird. It's like a split level headstock.
Oh, weird. Can you send me that picture? Or save it at least? There you go. That is weird. No, this guy's got big ideas for sure. I don't know. Do you have something interesting to say about this?
I don't know. I'd be interested in playing it, but I don't know that I'd be actually interested in like doing anything else with it.
Yeah, like you wouldn't want to like take it on a picnic or something like that.
Apparently, according to Internet Archive, he retired and stopped making instruments in 2012. So now this is rare, right?
Super rare. $550, guys. You want a twisted acoustic guitar? There it is. I'd like to.
The twist on the neck is only an 8-degree twist, so I think it's a lot less of a twist than.
I kind of wish he had gone into his thinking with the bridge with that saddle and stop bar sort of design. That's another part.
It's probably just a look.
That's another part where I'm like, isn't that more wood than you'd want on an acoustic guitar? Isn't the ideal to like shave down to the least amount of wood needed? It's just a lot of extra.
I mean,
on this guitar.
I don't know that. Oh man, this site has like a bunch of them. Interesting. I don't know that it really matters, to be honest.
Really? You think like if you had a really thick wooden top on an acoustic guitar, it'd be fine?
No, okay. From a top perspective, yeah, I think the thickness of the wood on the top does matter. I'm saying in terms of this bridge, in terms of like the total wood used, I don't know if this is really like has that much more wood than like the old Gibson mustache bridges that were like ginormous.
No, this has got more wood than that.
I don't know. You can't tell how thick it is. Can you tell how thick it is? I mean, there's a lot of glue going on there. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, there's just a lot of extra going on here. You got anything new, Steve? I don't want to talk about this guitar my whole life. Let's talk about other stuff.
I thought I had something new, but I don't know what.
I did an offer up deal.
Yeah.
The other night. This guy hit me up and he's like, "Hey, would you want to trade your TC Electronic honeypot fuzz for a TC Electronic Rusty Fuzz?" And I said, yes, I would like to do that because the honeypot fuzz is a muff style fuzz. I had gotten the Rusty Fuzz first when that line came out, and I really liked it, but I had sold it because I gave it away or something like that because I was like, oh, I'm going to get their other fuzz.
It might have been one of the Wheel of Pedals.
It might have been Wheel of Pedals
add-ons.
So I agreed to his straight trade. So I got a brand new, fresh, Rusty Fuzz. And then also he was interested in buying my Dan Electro flanger. What was it called? The Psycho Flanger?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I finally sold that thing, which is like the heaviest pedal I've ever encountered in my life.
Did the originals have soft switches?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's like a relay switch. Like the funky thing about these TC pedals is the pedal doesn't turn on when you press a switch. It turns on when you release a switch.
Right. That's what it is.
So that's like the funky thing about it.
Well, this one is better than the honeypot, right? Because this has the fuzz knob instead of the distortion knob.
You beat me to it. No, the honeypot has a sustain knob, and that's what's better.
Oh, okay.
The guy who I did the trade with and did the deal with, a young guy like college age, very excited, very enthusiastic, had a lot of ideas about guitar gear, and I was just kind of impressed with his energy and was just letting him talk and talk and talk, and I didn't want to like correct him or like ask him questions about his ideas because I could tell he was just having such a great time. But he would just drop these nuggets on me. There was like, oh yeah, this one's just a better fuzz or it's a better pedal because it's got this sustain knob on it instead of a fuzz knob. Like the fuzz knob just sounds just too fuzzy to me and just like too broken up. Like you want I want a sustain knob instead, so it like sustains. It's like, well, I didn't want to tell him like on a muff style pedal, the sustain knob is the fuzz knob. It's like on a washing machine, like super mega load is the same as super load on another washing machine if it just means maximum load. Like it's the same. It describes the same function. He had a lot of funny ideas about flangers. He had funny ideas about amps and stuff like that. Like he was telling me all about his Line 6 amp and how much he loves it and how great it is. He didn't tell me, but it was clearly an amp that was preloaded with a bunch of effects and stuff. And I was like, yeah, that sounds awesome. And maybe it is. I mean, maybe it's great for him. But I was just kind of basking in the glow of this dude and his enthusiasm for playing guitar, for the gear that he's learning about. He clearly is learning about stuff for the first time.
And you're just like, money, please.
I was, it made me feel nostalgic for my youth, for when I didn't feel like I knew all this stuff and everything was new to me and exciting to me and there was like exploration to it. Like I was, I was a little jealous, honestly.
I think it's funny how everything, and I don't know what this person's experience is, but it's interesting how I think everything sounds good until it's next to something else.
Sure.
You did the video and it gets a lot of views on your old Crate GX.
Right.
And a lot of people are saying like, this sounds better than I remember. This sounds worse than I remember. And
it's because I didn't do a comparison.
And I had the GFX 15, and what I will say about that amp is that amp sounded fine until The amp sounded okay in a bedroom. Like it sounded fine in a
Right,
bedroom.
right.
And when you put it into a room where I was the only electric guitar player in a long rectangular church building with a microphone on it, it sounded passable. But as soon as like I had that amp sitting next to my Hot Rod Deluxe, and I had a Hot Rod Deluxe, it was like, why would I ever play this amp ever again?
Right.
But then now the challenge was convincing all of the sound people like, yeah, we can find somewhere to put a 40-watt tube amp. Oh yeah, can we just shove it in this closet? Yeah, can we not have it backed up against all of this old sheet music though, because it might light it on fire.
That was something I had to do when I was shooting out the Fender GT40, because
Right.
I just kept going like, this amp sounds off to me and it sounds wrong, and it wasn't translating through the videos because it has those two like 6-inch speakers and they were like out of phase. I should have thrown a mic on each speaker and done them both at the same time to show it. But anyways, to finally communicate how I felt about the amp, I had to shoot it out against my Roland Microcube that has like a torn speaker.
Right.
And it sounds like it's farting out if you turn it up. And it sounded like really kind of close. Like, or like where you were kind of like, maybe the Microcube even sounds a little bit better. And it's like, that's what I had to do to compare it to something and communicate like there's something wrong with this amp. It doesn't sound good, you know?
Right.
So I think there's, definitely comparison is something to consider. So yeah, he probably doesn't have any experience with other amps or anything like that. I mean, he was fine. He was playing guitar fine. His guitar was fine. He had like a Schecter Diamondback or something like that. Mm-hmm. He was showing me pictures of a bass that he bought. He scored this Epiphone Thunderbird bass for
cool.
$120.
Oh dang.
I was like, oh, that looks pretty great for $120. I'm a little jelly of that.
I'm
thing.
like I think I definitely want to get a Thunderbird bass at some point. I don't know if I'm going to go in full I just don't think I can justify going full Gibson, but I want to go at least some kind of like, I keep going back because you can get the Epiphone Thunderbird 4s, like the standard model, for under like $250 every once in a while. So but then it's like I really think I want the Pro model, which is the
see with a Thunderbird
the
bass,
Pro model.
for sure.
The Pro model is just the the Epiphone version of the Gibson.
You're listening to Epiphone 302 of 60 Cycle Hum right now.
The Pro version is the Epiphone version of the Gibson, so it's a neck through body. It's like the upgraded parts and whatever, but it's it's an import. The standard version is a bolt-on neck, and I'm like, just I don't know. Probably should sell off some of my other basses first.
So many basses. Sell off something.
Yeah, I guess I only have 2 basses, right?
Yeah. You get that third bass. Now you're playing baseball or having sex. Is that how it works?
Third base is, I mean, everybody gets to define what sex is for themselves.
Right. That's true. That is very progressive of you, Steve.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a fun time. I'm glad I got
some homeschool kid is listening to this and be like, if you've ever wanted to kiss, if you've ever hugged a girl, you've had sex. Unless they're related to you. Unless.
Oh my gosh, shut up. Oh man, Steve loves making fun of homeschoolers. I was homeschooled, by the way.
I know.
Yeah. I've got 2 kids. I've had sex twice at least. I had to hug pretty hard to make that happen. That's some aggressive hugging.
I'm just saying.
And Steve's just saying.
I feel like your family is one of the more normal homeschool families. Like your parents are one of the more normal homeschool parents.
There's a wide range.
I've known.
There's a wide range of people out there, man.
When I say like, oh, homeschool kids, I'm definitely not thinking of. I'm thinking of the kids that I knew that your sister like actively.
You're thinking about mime people.
Yes.
My sister was in a Christian mime group. Yeah.
But I'm saying like,
but that's mime. That's mime people. The Venn diagram there of homeschool overlapping mime people Yeah, you get some characters. You get some interesting families in that, Steve.
Yeah, you get anyway.
You want to get into the money zone? We're stealing from. I keep saying that we're stealing from a podcast network.
So anyway, this first episode sponsor is Chase Bliss Audio, makers of fine and graphical. What the hell?
I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing right now.
I'm just riffing.
Yeah, you're doing it bad.
Should have let you make that quesadilla.
Try against. Yeah, you need food. You need to power your body with calories. I gave you pretzels when you got here.
This sponsor is Chase Bliss Audio. They make great pedals. They make a dirt box. They make EQ box. They make a reverb box. They make a delay box.
They make a box that makes your sound all wobbly, and then one that makes your sound go up and down, and then one that makes your sound all gritty and
exactly.
It makes your sound different than you sounded before.
If you're looking for any of these kinds of sounds, head on over to ChaseBlissAudio.com. Their pedals just have lots of switches and knobs.
Yes. If you're looking for a good dollar to switch ratio and dollar to knob ratio on your pedals,
that's where it's at.
Chase Bliss pedals, you're not going to find a better value. Maximum amount of switches, maximum amount of knobs, maximum amount of just tone.
Yeah.
Blocked up in these pedals.
They're great pedals. They do a ton of things. Just go check them out. Go watch the demos that Knobs has done for all of their pedals.
You know what Christmas is coming up? You daisy chain a bunch of those together, wrap them around your tree. You don't even need lights anymore. You got a tree full of Chase Bliss pedals, and they work as your Christmas gifts as well. Give one to everyone in the family.
Chase Bliss Audio, digital brain, analog heart.
They make pedals more creative than you are.
This next sponsor is also sponsoring this episode is D'Addario. D'Addario wants us to tell you about their XT string. It's a fantastic string that combines the highest levels of D'Addario string technology. It brings.
I like them so much. I got a dozen of them.
It integrates the fusion wrap from the NYXL string and the carbon steel. With an ultra thin coating that goes on all of the strings. It's going to give you super long life, but keeps them from feeling like that gummy feel that many coated strings have.
Keeps you from feeling like you're playing with a giant's dental floss.
Ew.
Yeah, gross, right? And used dental floss.
Go check them out.
I haven't seen how these wear in yet. I'm just throwing them around here. But the thing I always hated with coated strings is over time, they would start to flake.
Yeah.
And get all nasty and weird looking, and not in the way a guitar string usually looks nasty. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering if these will do it. I don't think they will.
I don't think they will.
The coating is so thin that if it does start to flake as you've worn it in over years or whatever, I think you're not even going to notice it.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. We'll find out.
Go check out the links.
Tune in a year and a half when we figured it out.
Go check out the links in the show notes to learn more.
This next one, I need to find the link for. It's a topic based on an article that someone posted to the Facebook group. If you're not in the Facebook group, what's wrong with y'all?
Did I not send you the link?
Homecrux.com is where this came from. Homecrux.com. This is an article that Mark Kaufman shared this to the group. He says, if you had an instrument you couldn't salvage, would you resort to making it a craft project like one of these? And the headline is 16 creative ways to recycle old guitar into home decor items. They didn't even say it doesn't even say recycle old guitars. It says old guitar.
I sent you the link. First on this list is an old guitar turned into a beautiful dollhouse with a lot of detailing. This is what it looks like after recycling. Cool idea, isn't it?
No, it's not. It looks really bad to me. Does this look good to you?
It looks like a thing.
What? Here's the way to do this right, in my opinion.
Okay.
Not do this giant weird cut in front of the guitar to reveal a dollhouse inside, because the cut doesn't look like anything.
Right.
There's no reason for that shape other than to reveal the dollhouse inside.
I think it'd be better if they just took the entire top off.
I think that...
Just take your top off.
Just take your top off for your dollhouse. I do like the detail of there being a little guitar inside the dollhouse, so you get some guitar in guitar action.
Yeah.
The way I would do this is to leave the front of the guitar intact and then have a little light switch on there where you can flick it on and people are like, oh, is there something in that guitar? And when they get up close to the guitar, they look into the sound hole and they see a whole little world hiding inside the guitar.
So you're saying like take the top off and then put it back on after you've put everything
Or
inside?
take the back off and build it onto the back and then slide it in, you know? Or put the top back on or something like that. Make it a little mystery box where you look in and you are treated to a mysterious world hiding in this guitar that's just hanging on your wall and otherwise looks like a regular guitar. Because I think this looks dumb, this weird misshapen cutout on the top.
Yeah, it's kind of nonsense. It's a nonsensical shape.
Just to turn it into a dollhouse. And like, who are you building a dollhouse for that's like, I want a dollhouse that's in a guitar? No, someone who wants a dollhouse because they want a dollhouse wants a dollhouse.
Yeah.
They want a dollhouse shaped dollhouse that looks like a house, not a guitar.
This entire, I mean, there's not like a picture pulled out of it, but it looks like the neck is fully attached still too, so you're gonna have to like lean this against something the whole time. This could be a nice added, if you like cut the neck off, you could make this an added like an added building to an existing dollhouse. So you have a dollhouse and then it's like a skyscraper in the background. It's like how Ko has his recording room, you know, is out in the yard. It's a shed. This would be like the added shed to your child's dollhouse, a 2-story music room that's built into a musical instrument.
Number 2 on the list. Guitar chair back is an amazing idea to repurpose your broken guitar. The awesome chairs made by Pablo. I don't care. I don't care who made it. No, this looks dumb. I hate this.
This is actually 2 guitars.
Yeah, you're sitting on a guitar and you've got a guitar on your back. And the sad thing about this is that guitar body is salvageable. Both of the bodies.
Oh, it's in better shape than the Beretta from last episode.
Yeah, absolutely. And instead of just having a stool, which surely came with those stool legs, you've ruined 2 potentially functional guitars and made a stool that's not going to be comfortable at all. No one wants to sit on a guitar. It's not a comfortable shape for sitting on.
When your guitar gets old, turn it into a CD shelf like this one.
This is number 3.
It can also be a great gift for people who love music. No, it's not.
Super isn't.
First of all, this article came out in 2017. Who the hell is buying CD shelves?
Yeah.
I actually have, probably not too long before this article would have actually been published was when I took all of my CDs out of their jewel cases and threw away all the cases and just put all the CDs into sleeves. I kept all the booklets in like backs somewhere.
This next one, number 4, is like a variation on that, but someone made a spice rack out of a guitar.
I don't totally hate this.
I don't totally hate it either. I think it's funny that the guitar is facing the wall, like the fretboard is facing the wall. I think this would be charming in like a little cabin or something like that.
Yeah.
But the way it's presented is pretty ghetto and pretty like haphazard. The way stuff is just kind of like leaning in there. And this
well, it's only the stuff on the bottom. I actually like how on the top it goes from short to tall.
Yeah. There's something very haphazard about it.
Number 5 is probably on the back of every Hard Rock Cafe.
Oh my gosh.
This unique custom beer tap handle is made from an electric guitar. Has a nice compact size of 1.25 inches by 1 inch by 6 inch.
Why are they telling us
the
size?
And it fits all standard beer faucets. That is not 1 what is 1 inch?
I don't know. I don't know what sizes they're talking about here, but
this is a beer. This is a beer tap handle holder. I think. I can't tell what's going on here. Moving on.
Yeah, there's just like this article is just Pinterest copy pasta where like there's no sense or rhyme or reason to the headlines.
Guitar, wine, and sunset. Ryan, are you telling me? Are you trying to tell me right now that Mehul Thakur is not a legitimate journalist?
I don't know who that is. I've never heard the
Mehul
person.
Thakur. Mehul is a master's in mass communications and journalism. Her name means cloud, and she is as bubbly as one.
What?
When not riding on home decor, Mehul could be seen hiking a cliff or driving her car. Mehul has a dream to participate in World Racing Championships someday.
Steve, have you ever driven a car?
I have.
Do you consider that to be a significant part of your personality? You could find Steve any day driving a car.
We're going to write bios for the 60 Cycle Hum website someday, and it's going to be, on the weekend, Steve likes to drive a car.
Ryan enjoys consuming a meal.
Yeah. Steve has been known to visualize, to use his visual receptors to consume information from a television on Saturday nights.
Oh my god.
Number 6, guitar, wine, and sunset. A romantic combination, but in a different way.
What?
These old acoustic guitars are repurposed into beautiful wine racks to display your expensive wine collection. This first one is a Takamine, probably like a cheap one, but still.
The second one is just an actual like guitar style decoration you could buy from
not an actual guitar.
like a craft fair or something like that. And it's ugly in the way that wine lovers like ugly things. Like, I'll say that.
I will say that this Takamine has 2 bottles of, I think it's 2 bottles of Apothic and 1 bottle of Menage a Trois, which is probably the right level of wine to put into an old Takamine.
I do kind of like the decoration level of like the holes drilled and the backlit Takamine thing going on. Like, if you have a non-functional guitar and you want to do something creative with it, like still hang it on the wall so it looks like a guitar, but then do something fun like that to turn it into a lamp or something.
Well, the crazy thing is this still has strings on it. This guitar is still functional.
Yeah, you just leave your wine in there and play it. Put a big crazy straw in the wine bottle and knock yourself out. I like the idea of putting a guitar on the wall that's non-functional and it has a secret about it. It looks like a guitar while it's sitting there, but then you could like flip it open and it's like a secret like container for something. The bottom photo on the wine one is going that direction where like it doesn't, like if I did this, it would have a hinge on the front of the guitar so it could open up. And you're like, oh, here's my secret bottle.
Have you seen number 7 yet?
I haven't yet.
Number 7, this wall-mounted cabinet is made using an old acoustic guitar with 6 small compartment doors that are made from leftover wood panels of other guitars.
But that doesn't look like a secret. I'm talking about it because it looks like a cabinet.
But I'm saying like you could,
with all these ugly hinges on it.
Right, but I'm saying like you could just put hinges on one side and now the entire front open.
Right. That's what I want. Like I want a guitar hanging on the wall and it's like, oh, Ryan never plays that guitar. You go over and you touch it and you realize the front opens up and I've got a bottle of Johnny Walker in there and like a couple shot glasses and maybe like a cigar waiting for
like
me.
Like the $100 bottle of Johnny Walker?
It's daddy's emergency cabinet. You
know?
Oh,
okay. Well, yeah. So it probably would not have Johnny Walker in it. It would have Kirkland Scott.
Oh, yeah, you know me, but you get...
Well, no, I'm saying like, is this a secret stash? Because it's like, that's where you keep the good stuff that you don't want super drunk episode Steve to get fined when he raids the liquor cabinet.
I don't want people to raid my liquor cabinet and find this stuff. It's my secret stash. It's like, or it's like hanging next to my desk up in my office and like, oh, it's 4 o'clock. I gotta hit the bottle to get me through the last hour of my day.
Guitar bookshelf, a great way to recycle an old acoustic guitar. The beautiful DIY shelf can hold your books in style, and it won't take much time to make one. There's the first picture does not have any books on it. Oh, I guess it has 2 books on it. They are American English and American phrases.
I guess this is fine.
I had one of these Lumix cameras. They sucked.
What do you think we're using right now, dude?
Well, I'm just saying this one in this picture.
Oh. We're literally filming this with a Lumix.
Maybe what I had wasn't.
I think the shelf thing is fine for number 8. Like hollow out take the back off an acoustic guitar and put shelves in there and make it look classy and hang it on the wall and put your knickknacks in there. I don't care. It's not as offensive as the next one, which is number 9, just putting a bunch of coat hanger hooks onto guitars and then bolting it to the wall to hang stuff. I think that looks atrocious. They've ruined these guitars that were otherwise probably fine.
I mean, they're first stack guitars, so they're
also hanging them upside down. Why would they do that? Oh, it's because they couldn't figure out how to screw into the pick guard. So they wanted to screw into wood, and they wanted the hooks to be at the bottom of this thing.
Dumb.
The
last one is a Squire bass neck.
This isn't the last one, is it?
No, I'm saying the last picture from this set is a Squire bass neck, and somebody took one of the bass pegs and like put it into, like use the tuning pegs as vertical hooks.
Oh my gosh.
And then took what looked like door stops and put those into the neck, and then put like knobs on them.
The wall hanger thing, it hurts because like they didn't just like repurpose a guitar. They ruined a guitar.
Yeah, it's kind of
Something
absurd.
Come in the mail.
We doing a live unboxing, Ryan? BE pedals.
I don't know what
BE pedals?
I don't know what this is.
Did you buy something?
I don't think so. Oh, it's Big Ear.
Oh, Big Ear.
Maybe we'll cut that open in a little bit.
Is that a thing we're supposed to?
I know what it is. Don't worry. No, it's not a sponsorship thing.
No, I just didn't know if that was a thing that because I know he's working on some stuff. That
No.
Number 10, display your passion for music by transforming old and torn guitars into beautiful lamps.
We already did lamps with that Talking Meanie one with the wine
But
bottle.
Ryan, lamps is how you display your passion for music. Passion.
I mean, I am on record for saying that you can turn anything you can drill a hole into a lamp.
Oh, guitar doorbell. Guitar doorbells are neat in guitar stores and not neat anywhere else.
No, this is a sort of concept where you hang an acoustic guitar over a door and then you have a little thing to scrape the strings every time the door opens. Yeah, I think that's fine in a guitar store, but yeah, definitely not at home. That would drive me bananas.
Recycle your old guitar into a beautiful ceiling light.
We already did lamps. No, this looks bad.
But Ryan, they put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bulbs into a Telecaster pot. Why?
Oh my gosh. You know what? Number 13 is the one that I feel is the most attractive to me. Was go green by recycling your old guitar into a lovely hanging or standing planter for your living room. I wouldn't do it in my living room. I've got an old classical guitar sitting in a closet that's all busted up and not ever going to be playable again. I would hang it in a tree in my backyard or on a fence post.
And let the tree grow, like let the plants just naturally grow into it?
Maybe like put a planter in there, like with a succulent hanging out, or maybe let like a bird turn it into a birdhouse or something like that.
That would be cool.
Like let it age and weather outside. I think that would be fun. Oh, they've got a picture of one here, like the guitar's cut in half and it's a planter sitting on a table. That's kind of fun.
I like the idea of, so for the first one, this tiny ukulele thing, there's like a little pot and a vine coming out of it. But I like the idea of just filling the entire, like drill a couple, like actually just take out the peg
Right.
for the strap peg that's on the butt, and then just fill the whole thing with dirt.
Yeah. And then it'll drain out of the
I guess
bottom.
it kind of has to like lean out somewhere because you need some level of sunlight, and I guess you would want to use a vine of some kind.
Sure. I like the idea of using like a guitar that is not ever going to be functional again as like a planter that'll like rot and return to the earth in your backyard. I think that's fun.
What about clocks, Ryan?
No, clocks are dumb. I don't want to talk about these dumb guitar clocks. Something even dumber,
Guitar
but
speaker.
more fun to talk about is this stupid guitar speaker thing where they've cut holes into acoustic guitars and mounted
like car speakers.
car speakers. Load up your acoustic with your Alpines.
Ryan, this writer says that these speakers are awesome.
They're not. This is a bad idea. You should not do this.
Said he got the idea of repurposing old guitars while throwing a broken boombox in the trash. Kitchen garden is a special thing for your home. Make it more special with
It's
a
another
recycled
shelf.
guitar pot.
It's another shelf
But this one has it's a shelf with plants, Ryan.
for your kitchen garden.
Don't show this to your wife.
The bottom one doesn't even have kitchen herbs in it or anything like that. Just get guitars that work and throw away guitars that don't work. Or put plants in them. I don't care. Friggin' Pinterest. I hate Pinterest. How do you feel about Pinterest, Steve?
I feel fine about Pinterest.
Pinterest has ruined the internet for people like
I
me
don't really use
who like to
Pinterest.
search for images and recipes and things like that. If you land on a Pinterest page, it isn't possible to get the information you were trying to get. I hate Pinterest. Screw you, Pinterest.
Yeah. Pinterest.
Yeah.
This next ad was sent by Cody Hanlon. He says, anyone ever take a chance on supposedly signed gear? I picked up this K for $75 today. The signatures I can make out are Stevie Ray Vaughan, BB King, Sonny Boy Williamson, and maybe Muddy Waters. Unsure about the others. At worst, I paid $75 for a cool wall hanger. At best, who knows? Anyone know a good way to get autographs authenticated? I don't know how to get autographs authenticated.
Either do I. I think you have to call up the person who signed it and ask them, did you sign this?
Good luck with that, because all these people are dead.
Yeah. This was posted on our Facebook group, obviously, and a lot of people had opinions about certain signatures on here and whose was whose. No one could say for sure like if any of these were authentic. The thing that's interesting to me about it is that all of these signatures were done with different writing tools, different markers, different pens, pencils, whatever. Like one of them looks like it's in green crayon. That to me, I mean, obviously telegraphs that all these signatures were done at different times in different places, which gives you an error, like an impression of authenticity. But just the collection of like big names on here makes me feel like it's too good to be true. Do you get that vibe at all? Like Stevie Ray Vaughan and BB King.
Well, it's kind of weird today that
and Muddy Waters.
You would just pick this up because I think the way that this all collides is maybe because this is one of these K parlor guitars. They're not great. They're just kind of whatever.
Right.
That like if this could be like out of a blues club in some city where they're like, hey, we have this guitar on the wall. Like we have all these different guitars on the wall. Would you sign one of them? Well,
I think that's what's missing here. What's missing is the story.
Right. No, that's what I mean. It's like, I think there is a logical explanation to it, but it's not provided.
Right. The story is the way you often you make sure it's authentic. I couldn't say the word.
Right.
I couldn't make it come out. Authenticity. The story is the authenticity, especially if you can back it up. If someone's like, hey, this was, hanging on the wall in a venue and, everyone who passed through in 1991 signed this thing, and it happened to be a blues club. So, of course, we have all these blues guys. Then you've got a story. Then you can call up the owner, send him a picture, and be like, hey, you recognize this? And they're like, oh, yeah, that's the guitar. Because otherwise, you're just taking it on someone's word that these are really their signatures. I mean, our guy on the Facebook group paid $75 for this.
This is a $75, cool, living room, fun time guitar.
I mean, here's what's going to happen with this guitar. You buy this guitar for $75. Mm-hmm. You hang it on your wall. Time goes by. A decade goes by. Your children are like, Daddy, tell me the story of that guitar. Well, I don't know. It has all these signatures on there. I don't really know if they're real or whatnot. As you get older, the story starts changing. Like, yeah, it's got all these signatures from these guys. Stevie Ray Vaughan's really famous, and BB King's really famous, and Muddy Waters and whatnot, and blah, blah. And you're telling your kids as they get older about these important players. Then one day you die. Your kids are left with this guitar, and in their head, the story you told them was that you personally had these famous people sign the guitar, and this guitar is surely worth $1 million, and they're just all fighting over it at the estate sale to see who gets this guitar because they want to be the one to flip it someday, to pay for, your great grandkids' college or whatever. They finally take it to Antiques Roadshow, and Antiques Roadshow is like, I don't know, man. There's no way to prove if this is real.
You take it to Antiques Roadshow, and they're like, this is all real. This guitar's worth $40 million.
And then you were the fool because you never took it to an appraiser to figure that out yourself.
Well, you're dead, so it doesn't matter.
You're dead now. And your ghost is like, no, I could have been rich while I was alive. Now I just observe my family enjoying this thing I left behind. I don't know. It's a win-win. It's a win-win. Anyways, I think $75, I would have probably picked this up for $75. If I saw this at a thrift store or something like that, I'd grab that for sure. Okay. Scale of 1 to 10. how authentic do you think the signatures are? Gut reaction.
I'm going to say 6, which is to say I'm leaning towards authentic.
I'm going to say I think at least one of them's probably authentic. And then I'm seriously doubtful about the rest.
Okay.
I would be shocked if all of these were authentic. But I think something started it, and then someone was like, you know what, this needs more signatures, and they kind of did it on their own. And the people were dead, so they're like, well, no one's going to be able to say they aren't
Right.
real signatures. That's my super cynical gut reaction to this thing. They might all very well be real. Who knows? I hope they are for the sake of the person who bought it so that they can be rich, because obviously signatures equal money.
Money.
Oh, man. If you get a famous person to write their name on something, man,
Money.
You are rich. Money is coming to you. We have a fun idea for the next topic.
Oh, before we do the next topic, we got to
Money Zone, huh?
get some bills paid.
The billing department. I keep doing it.
This next sponsor is mojostompboxes.com. I'm actually cruising their site right now and looking at delays because I just feel like I can't own enough delays. Even though I have delays in bags that are in packages that I still haven't opened.
Got just filing cabinets full of delays. Delays for days is what he says every time.
I have a delay and a reverb from a Black Friday purchase that I made 2 years ago that I still haven't opened. That's what I should. That should be our post.
Instead of buying more stuff, Steve, you should just open the packages you already have.
I really should. I actually really should open that one up because I loaned so much stuff out during the 300th episode that my board is empty.
Here's what you should do. You should just send me money and then open the packages, and you can pretend you bought something.
Again, that I already bought.
Because I know you want to get that feeling of spending money.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Uh-huh.
No, I'm looking right now at they have a bunch of old 80s Ibanez stuff, a lot of 80s Boss stuff. If you are into any of those, and then there's some weirdness like Maxon and Yamaha pedals that are on there that are really cool.
Funky, cool stuff on Mojo.
Right now on mojostompboxes.com.
Mojostompboxes.com.
Free international shipping on pedals. You can get $60 international shipping on guitars. They have a bit of get old guitars on there. Let's see what the first.
This stuff is coming from Australia, guys.
Yeah, let's see. The first guitar that comes up on here is a 2011 Edwards by ESP.
Oh, they got that Seafoam Jag stang.
Right after that is a Seafoam. I've never seen a Seafoam Jag stang. That's super cool.
Yeah.
That's probably better than mine.
It's probably way better than yours.
Got a black pickup in it.
Well, no one's busted the switch on that one. You busted the switch on yours.
Well, this one probably... Does this have a replace? Oh, it has the original switch. But a replacement pickup.
Steve
That's
busted a switch.
unknown replacement pickup, so not as good as mine. 1976 Aria Pro, Japan, Les Paul style. There's a lot of... Australia gets a lot more of the Japanese domestic market than we do.
Totally.
So there's a lot of cool stuff like that on there. You should go check them out. mojostompboxes.com. This episode is also brought to you by Singular Sound,
makers of the Beat Buddy.
Yep, they make the Beat Buddy. They make the what's the name of the looper?
Arrows looper.
The Arrows looper, and they make the little cable winder tool. They make
it's not little. It's a cable winder like this. You put your cable.
Well,
maybe it's like that big. I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty small compared to other cable winders.
Yeah, you put your guitar cable in there. It winds it up for you with a little thing, and it's like the thing that you use to wind up your extension cables. Only it's for music cables, so that you don't screw up your cables with your hasty wind job that never works out right, and you unravel it and it just turns into a big dumb knot. Also, that Arrows looper, I want one. I'm just saying it right now. I want one. It looks really super cool.
Maybe you should get one. If you buy it on Black Friday, you'll get 10% off, and if you use code 60cyclehum, you'll save an extra $10.
I can use my own code and save money for myself? That's awesome, Steve.
I was actually thinking about that the other day. I'm like, we should be buying things using our own code. We're asking other people to do it. It makes sense that we would do it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you have the Beat Buddy, and they have the Beat Buddy Mini.
I legit use this thing, by the way.
And they're a really cool, they're like a really cool practice tool. They're good for making drum beats. And the thing that's nice is
they're good for making drum beats. That's what they do.
That's the point.
Steve.
I know. I'm saying
that is the whole idea.
But I'm saying you're making your own beats versus like other like pedal form drum tools where you're not programming it yourself. It's just kind of giving you.
You can. This one has an SD card slot at the top. You can program your own drums and load your own drum beats into this thing. I've always just used the provided drum beats. I like to use like the punk rock drum beats for like making surf rock songs.
Yeah.
Also, it's fun to get into like the blues drum beats and like jazz stuff and like there's world drum beats in here that are a lot of fun to play with. I've never updated this one since I got it years ago. I probably should check to see if there's updates because there's probably a lot more stuff that I could have on here. It's just super easy to use, super intuitive. Like you double tap to stop your song, you hold it to go into transitions and things like that. You can perform with this. This is a tool you can perform with as a guitarist who doesn't have a drummer. Other drum things I've used out there, not so much. Like I've got the Digitech Trio. The Digitech Trio is great for like making musical jokes. It comes up with hilarious, guesses at what you're trying to do when you play into it. Because it like does that sensing thing where it tries to figure out what you're playing. Not the Beat Buddy. You select your drum patch, you select your rhythm, you select whatever you want, and it's the same every time. You can count on it. You can use it as a performance tool. So that's my pitch, guys. Go check them out. Next thing we're going to do, you pull it up?
Yeah, we pulled up something. We went on to Yahoo Answers.
Well, we're emulating here one of the shows that actually had a big influence on us starting to podcast, which is My Brother and Me. I don't know if you still listen.
I do sometimes. I do off and on. I do when I'm caught up with everything else.
I listen to My Brother and Me weekly. Big fan of him. It's more of a general entertainment kind of show. And they do a segment where they read Yahoo Answers. And I thought, hey, maybe I should look up Yahoo Answers and see if there's fun guitar stuff on there. And guess what? There is. Honestly, like Yahoo's known for just kind of the responses and the questions themselves being pretty out there. This first one that I don't know if we're going to get to others because this might just be a never-ending well of entertainment for Steve and I.
Right.
Guitar question. What makes guitar so special? This was asked 1 decade ago. I just noticed that. 10 years ago, someone was asking what makes guitar so special. The top rated answer with 2 thumbs up, that's what got it, and 1 thumbs down made it the top rated answer, is cringeworthy. Just full cringe. Starts out kind of all right. Guitar is special because before technology takes place, this instrument is versatile. It can play like a band. It can play alone and serenade. A guitar is also resembled to the body of a woman. I think that just means that the instrument is made and lovingly dedicated to every female. A guitar has a beautiful sound, and every music it plays, especially serenade, is like a woman's voice. So that's how I interpret the special features I see in a guitar.
It's so insane that this became the top answer because when you look at the other ones, they're like guitar is special because it's so expressive and it's, created all of these sounds and it's super portable and people use it in all kinds of different music. And it, it's special because it just makes you feel great and you can get your emotions out and all this thing. But this dude's like, it's special because I get hard when I play it.
That guy can't look at a guitar without like getting damn close to ripping his own dick off. Like
this one time I saw a Stratocaster and I thought that whammy bar is just like my own wanger.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to call that a wang stick.
I actually like this answer. I haven't read the whole thing, so we'll see where it goes. Guitars are special because of the way they make you feel. $10 or $1,000 makes no difference. It's what it does for you. Holding it, hearing it, and feeling it. Guitars are the most spiritual instrument of all because of their versatility and variation. Okay, now he's starting to lose me. They can rock, sing, cry, and love. Most of all, they can vibrato and pitch bend, which most other instruments can't plug into an amp, and the sky is the limit.
Violins can vibrato and pitch bend?
He lost me with the spirituality thing. I'm pretty sure accordion is the most spiritual instrument. Sorry, guys.
I'm just saying, like, all of these other answers, don't need to go through them all. Just all of them talk about, like, something about guitar. Somebody says, never heard anyone say it was special. It's an instrument. Play or listen to it if you enjoy. And if you don't, then why ask a stupid ass question like this?
My man, that's my guy. Guitar is really special instrument. Without guitar, unpleasant to song. So guitar is important. Good point.
These are just absurd. Are there other? Does this give suggestions for other questions?
I have no idea.
What is the instrument in Elton John's Your Song? Here we go. What's the highest/lowest you can tune all 6 guitar strings before they will either break or get too loose to make a descent sound?
Oh, you mean a descent sound?
Wound classical strings are quite fragile, particularly the 4th, which is D. But this person says they can tune the D a semitune sharp for open A, but would be unwilling to go further, although the composite D might survive higher pitch. There's a lot of weird answers here. Actually, no, they're not that weird, but I don't know, man.
I feel like
I'm
we
still
got to do
thinking
a
about
little
like
bit.
this whole yacht. I'm thinking about this whole like guitar special thing and just how did this one was that the only answer given at the time?
No, it's just it got 2 thumbs up and none of the others got a thumbs up at all. So it made it to the top.
One person says that, so some have replied, and this person said the sound it makes when you strum the strings and the guitar looks really cool. Plus, it's fun to play, and it's the greatest instrument in the world. What song doesn't need a guitar? And somebody replied, Skrillex doesn't need a guitar. That's one of the reasons I hate him.
Oh my gosh.
But that's what I'm saying. So this one answer got 2 thumbs up, 1 thumbs down, but it's one of 2 answers that was actually put up or maybe 3 answers that existed. So basically, there were only 3 answers.
Right.
All of these other from a decade ago. The next answer after that comes like 5 years later. Come on, Yahoo.
I feel like we've got to do a deep dive into Yahoo and find some more of these gems because that was a special little treat.
That was nifty. Nifty.
What do you guys think? Should Steve and I rip off my brother me some more and do some more Yahoo answers? Let's get to this last ad and then get the heck out of here. Gotta get ready for Thanksgiving. It's coming up this week, Steve.
Yeah, this last ad is a preparation guitar. Who sent this in?
Anton Kustra? Sorry if I mangled your last name.
Why am I not seeing it on the drive?
It's the last one.
Oh, because it's called What the What?
Yeah, that's what
Does this work? If it do, holy smokes, that's some preparation, all right. Yeah, so this is what's called a prepared guitar.
Steve actually knows stuff about this sort of thing. I was completely in the dark till he started explaining it to me.
Yeah, so I listened to
Pre-show.
I think it was I don't remember what the name of the podcast is, but it's presented by New Sounds. Let me see if I can find it.
So
Soundcheck. It's the Soundcheck podcast. They had somebody on who does prepared piano, what's called prepared piano. Basically, the idea behind a prepared instrument is that you're adding like objects or different things to the instrument to generate very specific sounds. And somebody mentioned like, oh, couldn't you achieve a lot of these things with just like different tunings or with...
Well, we should explain what we're looking at here before we even talk about what you could and couldn't do with this.
Sure. So basically, the main neck of this guitar has 6 strings. One of the strings is actually completely off of the body, and it's like a super low bass string.
Wrapped underneath the neck of the guitar.
There's another...
Or over the top of it.
There's another bass string. There are 2 of the strings go like under like a 0 fretish kind of a thing.
There are little holes cut into the fretboard all over the fretboard that allow these little plastic inserts to act as individual capos.
Right. And that's why the idea of like, oh, couldn't you just tune the guitar doesn't work.
No,
because this thing goes up and down the entire neck. So like the highest string, you would not be able to actually tune it that high. nor would like you'd have to have like the craziest. What you're able to do with this is actually, if you've ever seen someone who uses like cut capo,
Right.
but this is like if you use like it's just
Well,
the
you're
way
able
this,
to set very specific drone strings to
Right.
accompany
And-
the thing you're going to play on other strings.
And so in like this one picture that shows like a large portion of the neck, you'd need like 5 different capos to achieve this, right?
Also, there's 2 other guitar necks sticking out the sides of the guitar body with no frets, but some kind of device to allow some sort of tension to be applied to the strings for some reason. I don't know quite what's going on there. I actually watched videos of the guy playing these things, and I never saw him touching those other 2 necks.
They might just be like purely droning.
Just sympathetic resonance from those things.
Yeah, and then maybe they're only used on like certain things. The performance I listened to of Prepared Piano, the woman was like adding like screws at specific points in the piano.
Right.
And like the screws would move for different songs, or like you'd put like a piece of metal over like just a certain like 4 sets of strings on a piano. So only when you play in that range would it make a certain vibration. Apparently this was pioneered by John Cage, who was like an experimental composer who's probably most famous for the song 433.
Oh, okay.
Which was 4 minutes and 33 seconds of silence.
Yeah.
But I believe the sheet music was just like, it was just a single rest for like 4 minutes and 33 or something like that, right?
Right.
And the interesting thing is songs that have, or other recording artists who have incorporated long periods of silence into, my understanding at least, that other artists who have incorporated long periods of silence into songs, the Cage estate, because I believe he's dead now, I'm pretty sure he's dead.
They go after them for royalties?
Have tried to go after royalties, and basically it's been thrown out because the judges or the defense has basically said, you're saying that my client has stolen from your song. Can you please indicate specifically which measures have been borrowed? Because it's 4 minutes. So because they can't say like,
right.
Oh, well, it was this, measures 9 through 16 on, page 12. That there's no case because it lacks specificity.
Well, that's one way to say that it's a dumb thing to sue over, but I think anyone could get behind that that's not a thing to sue over. Silence. Guess what? I make silence all the time.
Do you?
Yeah. Believe it or not, I will sit there and not make noises at all. It's not me playing a song when I do it.
Interesting. So yeah, I want to go and watch the videos. I didn't have time to check out the videos of this.
I love how
it
much
kind
like
of gets into like the. I feel like it kind of gets into the.
Yes.
Of like the Chapman stick kind of side
yeah,
of
yeah.
things, but it's way more experimental.
I mean, no, the guy's videos, he was playing actual music. Like he was
Right.
playing like kind of folky, like finger style
okay.
stuff on this. It wasn't like esoteric or non, approachable or something like that. Like he was playing songs. I also really like just all the little custom bits of hardware. Like all the tuners on here look like he machined them out of metal, and you have to tighten the strings by like busting out like a socket wrench or something like that. I mean, there's a lot of custom things going on here. And the guy builds a bunch of other guitars. He's got a lot on his YouTube channel. So I'd say go check that out. This is a really interesting piece. I couldn't tell anyone whether or not to buy it. I don't know if you can even buy it or not. But
is it for? I don't think it's for sale. I
no,
think it's
just like an
thing.
article. He's probably building them just for himself and has no intention to sell them at all.
You know what we didn't do?
What?
We didn't do housekeeping.
Housekeeping. Do it for me, Steve, and then we'll do the song and get out of here.
Yeah, so this week, big shouts to Martin Caldwell, who joined us at the $5, which is the best friends level. So I actually already sent a little pack of stickers and pics out to him.
Cool.
And at the $1 level, Peter Stevens. And, regardless of what level people support us at financially, everyone who sends us ads, and topics like that keeps this show going too. There's lots of ways to contribute financially or just, by doing the field work, I guess,
Just be part of our community.
Exactly. joining the community, supporting the community.
Yeah.
But if you do want to support financially, head on over to patreon.com/60cyclehumcast. And yeah, throw down at the $5 level. I send you some stuff. At the $10 level, you get into our behind the scenes group.
Our inner circle.
The inner circle. So yeah, go check it out. Thanks everyone who's supporting. I need to update that list for you.
Yeah, please do that.
This song was sent by Lewis McKay. That's another way to support the show, is to send a song to 60cyclehumcast@gmail.com. It's an instrumental song called I'm Fine Either Way As Long As I Can Stay.
And while this plays, Steve and I will take a look at what's in this box.
Is this going to play?
I don't know. You tell me.
There was a problem playing this audio file.
Uh-oh. You can do it, Steve. I believe in you. That's a pretty song.
Yeah, I liked it.
In these boxes, Big Ear NYC sent Steve and I some pedal kits. I already knew about these. I didn't tell Steve, so...
No, I knew about them.
Oh, you did? Grant's been talking to you, too.
Yeah.
I thought I was special. So anyways, I'm looking forward to doing a pedal build. I've never done a pedal kit before. Steve's done them, but I haven't. So maybe we should do these on our own time or do them together in the same room. I don't know.
I was thinking I was thinking it would be fun to have a pedal race.
I had the similar idea.
Like, I can bring over all of my...
Your soldering stuff.
My soldering stuff over, and you have your own soldering stuff, and we, I don't know, like, set up, like, cross-cutting cameras in here and just do it on opposite ends of the table.
Grant told me not to try to race, not to try to do it the fastest possible. But I think we should just do it and take our time and sincerely be trying to do it correctly.
Right.
And the first person with a functioning pedal just wins. But they have some cool art on there, so look out for us doing some fun stuff building these pedals. Yeah. All right. Bye, everyone. Stay grounded.
See ya. Oh, we didn't say that last time, did we?
We did.
Oh, we did? Okay.
I did.